Right, Gary, thanks for speaking to us. Always good to chat after a victory, and I imagine it's been a nice couple of days since. You've been taking the team out for a bit of a golf competition today, your own Ryder Cup, I hear.
Yeah. It was always planned. I think it's important when you're together as long as we are throughout the season to break things up at times. And part of the recovery today was a little Ryder Cup crazy golf, and it was very good. Achieved what we wanted it to achieve, and obviously with the Ryder Cup last week and the dramatic fashion, that the way that finished and all the messages that you see in that, there was something that we'd have planned, and it was good fun.
What was the format?
4 balls.
Who was playing for who?
Oh, we ended up doing olds versus youngs. So, but it's not your normal old versus youngs that I'm used to over the years. So, some of the old ones were about 22 or 23. But no, it was good fun, and again, we wanted to see who was a winner and wanted to win it.
On that note of Oldens being young, Charlie Webster, I think, is a good one to draw on from that. He seems to be showing such experience, and go back to last year and the conversations that were happening around Charlie, coming forward to this point and a performance like Tuesday night, how much has he come on in that respect?
Yeah, ironically, I was speaking to him in terms of his leadership style as well. He's part of the leadership group this year, and the reason for doing that was to obviously develop him in that sense, but he's took it on really well, both on and off the pitch, and not to the detriment of his performances, which is really important. And from the defending aspect, he's getting better and better at that. The other night, when we're throwing our bodies in there, Chaz is heading one out on the edge of the box, and that's the improvement that he's worked hard on to put into his game. And then we obviously know that the ability he possesses when he's shooting. He had quite a few opportunities the other night as well, where, being harsh on him, that we were expecting one of them this first half to go in the back of the net, and that's the standard that he set. But he keeps getting in there, he keeps pushing, and his reaction to the goal the other night was terrific. And like I say, he's got that ability.
How crucial is it getting him in those areas more often?
Yeah, definitely for us. It's no secret in that sense. We found goals hard to come by a little bit, but when you've got somebody in with his ability, what we do need him to do is start providing more assists. There was a couple of great opportunities for us on Tuesday night, and his final pass was, he was frustrated with that, but that's what I'm saying. What's been impressive is he keeps going, he just keeps going. He doesn't worry about that miss or worry about that, opportunity to set somebody up. He just keeps going and keeps getting in there, and that's a skill in itself.
They kept going on Tuesday night, and it's interesting when you look at the Huddersfield game and Tuesday night as well. They're two games maybe where no one will have given.
Well, nobody would have given us a point, would they? And we got 4 out of 6.
Well, how they raised their level to that extent in the more routine fixtures, if it's fair to call them that.
Well, I wouldn't say routine. I understand what you're saying, but all we can do is, like I say, be pleased with those last 2 away games. We needed a reaction from Saturday. There was no doubt about that. They were honest in terms of their assessment of Saturday, and then the beauty of Tuesday was it comes around so quickly, and we were then able to see what I was so looking forward to Tuesday, just to see our reaction and see what I got in the dressing room, and I was really, really pleased with that, nearly as much as the result.
In goals, Martin seems to be going down quite a hit with his experience and guiding you through. What impact has he made?
Massive. Him and George Evans have, really helped Jake Beasley up until, then it was just Jake with as much experience as that. But yeah, Brad has come in and he's been brilliant. He's just really calm, He's assured, and he's brought a lot of confidence to the defenders as well. And then when called upon, we see, what an outstanding goalkeeper he is, and he will only get better with us with playing more games. It's as simple as that. It's been a while since he played, but I can't speak highly enough of him in terms of the impact that he's had, because he's really good around the young lads as well.
Such an effort on Tuesday night. I know George Evans came off, didn't he? Was that cramp? Is there an injury there?
Yeah, no, he was fine. It was just cramped towards the end. He's come in and he's been brilliant for us again, just in and around the place. It helps me as the manager as well. The fact that he's been there, seen it, done it. But there was a fantastic example that he set on Tuesday night where Cardiff broke quickly from, I think it was half throw, and George has sprinted back in, run past one or two of the younger ones to get a block on, and again, him, Brad, I can't speak highly enough in terms of how well they've done and how quickly they've settled into the group.
Just a side note on Udoka Godwin-Malief. I know he was dropped on Tuesday night. Where do you feel like his best position is? Because it seems to be caused some debate.
Well, when I first arrived, he was playing right wing back, and when you arrive and you sit down with players and you have conversations to find out more about them, Dokes was the first to say that he played the majority of his career as a right-sided centre-back. And he was a little bit, I find this a little bit, not my best, but that's the beauty, I think, of him, is that he provides us with the flexibility to do both, as does Lofty, in terms of, we pushed him into midfield, but yeah, it's a difficult one to answer that, if I'm being brutally honest.
Does it speak for his character, though, that the way he could have taken that one or two ways, I guess, being left out of the starting lineup, but coming on and making an impact in the way he did?
I agree. It's the same with any captain. Just because they wear the captain's armband, it doesn't mean they're exempt from rules or conditions. And we had to make the decision, tough decision. Same with Sibs as well. But that's what we get paid for, to make those decisions. And then it's how people react, and that's their choice in that sense. And I was delighted with how they reacted and how they were so supportive of the teammates. Didn't surprise me, but I was really pleased, because, like you say, sometimes they can be carrying it on into the game, but they didn't. And the contribution that they made, and Dokes running the clock down right at the end and getting a foul just as the final whistle blew was really impressive. And he looked like he was back to the Dokes that we know before before this season started.
Going into the weekend, then you can never get too high, too low.
No,
of course. Always
100%.
But going into the weekend to try and back that performance up against Doncaster Rovers, how big would that be?
It'd be great, yeah. And obviously we've took the lessons from the other night, debriefed it today, and still looking at areas that we can massively improve. And the players recognise that and want to do something about that as well. So it's. Like I say, we've had 4 points out of 6 in our last 2 away games, so we want to keep building on that, and we know the challenge that lies ahead. They're a team that's been together with their manager for 3 years now, the third season, but we go there with, like you say, confidence from the 2 last away trips.
Cheers, Gary.
I thought there was some stat that came out after the game was Cardiff 4, Plymouth 0. Burton 0, Plymouth 4. Cardiff 0, Burton 1. Cardiff had beaten Plymouth 4-0 earlier in the season. So it just rather indicates that the fact that perhaps the obvious thing, that the season hasn't really settled down yet.
I don't think the season's settled down, but at the same time, when I hear that, it doesn't really, I don't think it really has any bearing on that, if I'm being honest, in that sense. What other teams do to other teams, you've got to just play them and treat each other on the merit that it deserves.
It just looked like a statistical quirk.
Yeah, I could see that.
That those 2 4-0s had gone the other way around.
Yeah.
And then we won that. Could you be perceived as making a point by dropping the captain on Tuesday night?
No, I don't think so. By whom?
By anyone?
Yeah. No, I think my job is always to make the decisions for the good of the team. Always has been and always will be. And, it's not to make a point or to say, anything other than this is the team that we feel that, there's got to be the best opportunity for us to go and win the game. And that's how it was made.
And the two guys, Dokes and Sibbs, probably in their heart of hearts knew they hadn't had the best of games on Saturday.
Well, they're both really, really honest players, and they both, in my opinion, got, they possess qualities that that have the opportunity to play higher. And then it's then, as with any young player or any player, it's about finding that consistency. And I was, like I say, delighted with the responses of both of them, and they both looked. Sometimes players just need a little breather as well. It's as simple as that. We haven't got, we couldn't fill the bench on Tuesday, so we haven't got numbers to give people rest or take them out or give them a breather or loss of form. Sometimes, they have to play their way through it at this moment in time with where we are.
Talking of which, can you run us through how the treatment room is looking?
Yeah, you might have to help me with names, and then I'll be able to give you an update rather than me remembering them all, because you've got them all written down. I've got a bad memory.
I've got a bad memory, that's why they're written down.
No, you haven't, Brian.
James Jones.
Yeah, going really well. He's doing ever so well on his rehab, so we're pleased with how he's going at the moment, but no specific time on him again.
No, you'd said hopefully October previously.
Yeah, no specific time at this moment in time with him.
Righto. Terence?
Yeah, started loading it, so, we're not getting carried away with it. So, again, I have no time, set date or anything like that for him to be returning, but we're just pleased with it going along the way it is at this moment in time.
Yeah. Kegs has missed a couple.
Yeah, hopefully, maybe this weekend. We could do with him back. It provides us with another option in there, a different type. Tyrese should be touch and go for the weekend. Jasper's still making his way through that one. Big Jason still, with his knee. Jack Hazelhurst going well on the grass. So he's going well on the grass. But again, no time frame's been put on him. Help me out.
What was Keggs' injury?
Just a little hip flexor.
Right.
So
yeah, I think that's.
Is that it?
There's one more that's nagging away at me.
Jack Newell.
Gilligan.
Jack Newell. No, Gilligan's fit. Jack Newell is Achilles, and Dudek was ill, and he's still ill.
Oh, right.
I think that's it.
Right. If Kieran Gilligan is fit, then is there a potential loan for him on the horizon?
We don't know. We just have to, go day by day with that, really, and see what happens.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't something I'd heard, but I understand you'd said it in an interview that it's very unlikely there would be a free agent now.
Yeah, I just said that, at this moment in time, with it being October, to find the right one, and whether they're fit enough or available enough, but you never know.
Yeah. Okay.
Hopefully Father Christmas might come a bit early for me, but
is that a hint that there's something on the card?
No, not at all. Like I say, just constantly touching in with people and contacts just to see, but not at this moment in time.
Okay. Just with regards to the injuries generally, you must have there's this horizon which you never quite reach, where everybody's fit and you've got to.
Yeah, I think the injuries are part and parcel of the game. I never really get too down with it. I think it's important that you always check in with them and make sure that they're all right mentally. I think that for someone that retired at a young age, it was probably my first lesson in management, is that I retired and there wasn't many people around for you. So when people are injured, it's something that I check in with. But yeah, at this moment, the frustrating bit for the injuries for us really has not been really anything. You know, sometimes you look and you go, oh, it's because we've done too much of this or too much of that, or it's not been any of those. You know, quite a few of them have been freakish in that sense. And Keggs's was, he stretched and slipped at the same time, which just extended it even further, which then didn't help us with his. Tyrese's might have been a little bit of fatigue playing his first full 90 and, still trying to get up to, I'm not saying he's not at the speed, but you understand what I'm saying, from League One football to the conference. So yeah, the injuries have been a little bit frustrating in terms of how they've come about, but out of our control, so I don't try and focus on too many things that are out of our control.